welcome back to the Jazz Drummer Tip of the Week. And this week, it's a good one. Play time with your legs. Now, I know that probably sounds crazy and you have no clue what I'm talking about, a lot of you. But I'm going to explain myself. If you really want people to feel what you're doing to the point that it makes them want to dance, after all, this music was originally meant for dancing, right? If that's you, if you're interested in that, then you got to play with your legs much stronger. You don't want people to just hear your time. You want people to feel your time. And to get to the point where you're feeling what you do stronger, and you have that deep sense of time kind of just within your body, it really will help a lot if you're stronger with your legs. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate for you how you don't have to play loud in the ride cymbal in order for the time to be felt. I'm not saying there's never times when you play really strong in the ride cymbal, but your default should not be loud. You never want to be a loud drummer, okay? So, but because I'm playing strong with my legs, I can kind of lighten up with my hands, and it allows me to kind of dance a little more with the time as opposed to playing really rigidly. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's see what it'll sound like. All right, so could you hear and feel the difference? Hopefully you could. Sometimes on videos, it's hard to really get a sense of the way something feels, but essentially what I did to kind of bring the time into focus the second time was two things in particular. With my hi-hat foot, I'm playing more on my toes, and my heel rarely hits the bottom of the pedal. So hopefully I can give you another angle to show you exactly the technique that I'm using. But basically, I'm staying up on my toes and kind of just bouncing up and down. What that allows me to do is to stay stable, to keep my body kind of balanced without having to do this rocking thing that I see so many drummers do because they're trying to get sound out of the cymbals. But you can only get so much sound when your heel stays on the pedal, right? But if you just simply lift your heel up and allow your left leg, or your right leg if you're a lefty drummer, allow your leg to bounce on all four beats, and that's going to allow you to feel the time much deeper. So, and you can kind of see my leg, but like I said, I'll give you a different angle also. So that looks like this. So now, like I said, I'm able to kind of stay centered, right? And I don't have to get into this whole rocking thing to try to get more sound. Feathering the bass drum simply means you're playing on all four beats very lightly. And I'll demonstrate that. And the purpose of feathering is to allow the time to be felt a little stronger. It kind of just puts a point on your time. Now, you don't want the bass drum to kind of overtake the sound of your time, because then it starts to bleed over into the bass and it gets in the way of the bass frequencies. So you want to make sure you feather, you really feather, you're playing it very lightly. And depending on the situation, sometimes you can get away with playing it a little stronger. But other situations you have to play a little quieter, right? So you just have to use your own discretion with that. What I recommend doing is just putting on a recording and practicing time just with your legs. And playing time is a very physical thing. So if you're kind of just relaxed and you're not really putting that much energy into it, it's probably going to feel like that. But if you're really focused on keeping time really strong with each quarter note, it's going to feel like that. And it makes a big difference. So just put on a recording and do this for a long time. Different tempos. Okay? And the feathering, if you're not used to feathering, it's going to take you a while. So you might want to isolate just the feathering and just get used to that. And eventually it'll become second nature. So that's it. That's the lesson this week. Play time with your legs and your feet. And I promise you, people will just be snapping and dancing to your music. And it's all because you're putting more effort into your lower half of your body, where the time becomes more stable. That's the key. All right? Feel free to post any comments, any questions about this week's lesson or last week's lessons, and any suggestions for future lessons. Okay? All right. Thanks, and stay tuned for next week's Jazz Drummer Tip of the Week.